Hi there, welcome to Lincoln Table, you naughty little imps.
Maggie's Den, number 10. That's a bit old school.
Hey Mark, cheers.
Cheers.
Lincoln Table.
Lincoln Table
This
podcast.
is the first podcast of many, hopefully. We've had a few hiccups along the way. We've had a few little test runs. We've finally got our gear sorted out. We've got an editor sorted out. We're here.
We're here.
It's all good.
We're doing it.
We still
Let's
haven't
have it.
died of COVID yet.
No.
I shouldn't say that.
No, we should really. We can edit that one. If I was you. No.
But yeah, we're here. We feel like there's a bit of a renaissance with podcasts at the minute. They're up on the rise. We feel like there's a little bit of a gap where we're from. We're from Lincoln, obviously Lincoln Table, hence the flag,
And
the mascot.
I did a bit of research to see if there was a podcast available in Lincoln, and there isn't. So that's why we decided to do this. We got our heads together and thought, let's talk about any old shit, really.
Yeah, we like talking. Probably much to most people's dismay.
Yeah. We can be a bit controversial at times, so the easily offended.
We're in the age of free speech apparently, which
Yeah.
you don't seem to hear a lot of it, and I'd like to broadcast a little bit of it.
I would as well, and if you don't like it, you don't have to listen. But we would rather you listen to us. The more likes we get, great.
Yeah,
the better for us.
The more views, the more likes. You keep them rolling in.
Yeah.
I guess we better announce ourselves, Mark.
Hi,
Yeah.
and this is Matt.
Yeah, and we are Lincoln Table, and we always will be.
We will be,
We
yeah.
always will be. Unless there's a drastic change in the name, someone might hunt us down for some lawsuits.
I doubt it, mate.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we were saying, we just want to come in with our opinions on certain things, different angles on things. We want to be challenged about certain things. We want to find out certain things.
I certainly am challenged.
mentally,
physically, mentally and physically. Oh, I shouldn't say things like that, really. No, but we're living in strange times at the minute, and the reason we're doing this, we just want to bring a bit of something different to the county. We want people. We're here for the smaller people, the voices that aren't heard, and
unless you're a massive superstar and you are listening, we're here for you as well.
Yeah. If you want to come on, happy days. I mean, there are a few celebs that live in Lincolnshire.
Roy Chubby Brown.
Roy Chubby Brown's one of them. Yeah. Who else? I think there's somebody off Emmerdale that lives in Lincoln.
Emmerdale. We've got the old guy from. Not the old guy, but the guy who used to be on the Old Gadget show. He's a Lincolner.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's got something to do
Oh, I tell you what, and I'm an absolutely avid fan of this film. I love this film. There's a guy who played the first commissioner before Commissioner Gordon. He was Sergeant Gordon, then he got made lieutenant, and then he got commissioner. The guy who played the commissioner in Batman Begins actually lives in Lincoln.
Does he?
Yes, he does. And I saw him in Tesco's. And I was going to ask him for his autograph, but I just like, how do I approach that? How do I ask somebody?
You should have just fanboyed him.
Yeah, I know. But
Commissioner, Mr. Commissioner.
I'm sure he'd have been obliging.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
And he also does a voice for the Cube. If anybody doesn't know that, this is how I am. I know things like that.
What? Just the Cube?
I do Cube.
Just that bit.
Just that bit. Yeah. No, well,
maybe a bit more.
A bit more. I haven't watched it for years. It's not my cup of tea, really. But
it's my dream job, to be fair. Turn up, say the Cube, go home. I'm done. That's my dream job.
I always wanted that job. Did you ever watch? It's a bit before your time. Bullseye. In what?
Yeah. 1, 2, 180.
He always sounded like he was a bit constipated.
I think he just smoked about 40 Benson edges.
And the prizes were awesome. They don't do speedboats this day and age. And most people who won that wouldn't have use for one anyway, would they?
Live in central London or Birmingham somewhere.
But now, I say that, they probably would with what's going on. Even a caravan. They were winning caravans and motorhomes, and nobody does that in game shows anymore.
No.
Great prizes.
You try and buy a caravan online now. You try and play caravan from a show court. I think they're selling out. You know.
They are. Yeah.
We just me and the wife have just bought one. Mm. And I'm only 30, but and yes, I have bought a caravan. I am on a bit of a downward spiral from my 30s, but as everyone knows, it's crazy times. Like we were saying, crazy times and trying to book a holiday. Even people that went to centre parks, like I was talking to a workmate today about centre parks, and it was. You know, even to go there, it was already extortionate. You know, it's like a £600-700 weekend to go away, or week to go away to centre parks. But now you have to book your slot into the bar at night, into the sports bar. You know, you've got to pre-book everything, and everything's social. Nobody wants to do that, do they? It just makes it hard, you know.
No, and
it's hard for the businesses themselves because they've got to do it. But
and that's why going away in a tent. And I mean, I was away the other weekend in Matlock, and the amount of people I saw with new tents, and the people. I'm not stereotyping anybody, but certain people I wouldn't associate with camping, you know, probably a bit well-to-do, were actually doing it, and I was like, you're new to this, and which I don't blame them, because at the end of the day, even though it's nice to go abroad, the fun's just been taken out of it, and I feel sorry for people, you know, I feel sorry for people who have retired, who were looking for, you know, probably had their dreams, the cruises, and they just can't do that. And, you know, like I say, it is strange times. I hope it gets sorted out.
We did say to each other at the start we're not going to touch too much on it because I feel like it's a, you know, but it's hard to avoid it.
It is hard to avoid it. It's in our everyday lives. It's on the news. It's in the newspapers. It's on apps on your phone.
Well, it's 100% directly affecting every single person's life, unless you live in some utopia somewhere, which I'm sure there's a few out there.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's somebody away from this, and I mean, I know there's very low numbers in certain countries where it hasn't reached, and which is a good thing. I mean, the biggest thing is obviously it's a small world now, and the amount of travelling that we've done, things like this are going to happen, but hopefully soon.
Very.
Touch wood. Let's see, you know.
As disconnected from each other as we are, we're also very connected, aren't we?
We are connected now, more and more.
Yeah.
And I hope people realise that, you know, nobody's on their own in this. They might feel they're on their own. I felt sorry for people when in lockdown.
Yeah.
The people that I felt sorry for, I mean, I'm lucky to have a back garden. I was lucky to sit in it.
I'll just have a family at least.
People have a family.
People don't have that luxury of a family.
But people with young children who live in a block of flats and they didn't have a garden to play in that.
We were worried about it, you know.
Yeah.
There's people with multi-generational houses, which is not very uncommon, especially nowadays.
No, it's not uncommon, no.
So you're going to be constantly in fear of, you know, like us, I'm pretty confident myself that we're young, fit. I know the numbers aren't very scary with, you know, 18 to 30, you know, young, youthful people. But I've got a baby myself, and it's like, I don't think the numbers are too bad affecting babies, but it's the fear of the unknown. The people that are telling us the information don't know what they're telling us, and everything's misconstrued, so, you know, people have got every right just to be paranoid and worried about it because they don't know what it is.
No.
You know, even people who are telling you it's nothing, they've got the same amount of information as the people who are telling you it's
does the government or the scientists know what they have? Because like things keep changing a lot, and you know,
it's a thing that's been landed on so quick. It's never been rehearsed. Well, it might have been rehearsed. You know,
they'll have rehearsed it.
They'll
have been.
But definitely the infrastructure wasn't rehearsed, was it? The infrastructure wasn't in place for it, so it's just been like, bam, this is what it is.
I think they were waiting to see what happened with it. We could all point fingers. We could all say, "Oh, they didn't do this too quick. No. They should have done this. They should have done that." Who knows?
Yeah, I think ultimately, as a I'd say as a whole human race, we ruin things for ourselves because I'd love to say, look, you know, it's a virus. At the end of the day, however bad it is, it's a virus, right? So we're all adults. We can make our own decisions. We can keep the people who need to be safe, and just get on with life. You know, but it's just not how humans work. People ruin it for people, don't they? Instead of just having a little gathering with a couple of your mates and having a few pints, you've got to have a rave, or you've got to do this. I mean, I'm not a Grinch, but if you're getting told something and it's just going to affect it, even if this was all nowhere near as bad as everybody thought it was, you know, people still are at risk, and everybody has to adhere to it. So just get on with it. Just get on with it. You know what I mean? And make it easier for everybody. I don't know. Well,
I entirely agree with you, Matt, and I think you can make your own law. And
what you do behind your closed doors, you know, is up to you.
That's it.
It's up to you. As long as you're not putting anybody else in harm, what's the issue? If you want to meet up with your family, you meet up with your family. What's the issue? Why should we be dictated to of who we can go and see and how we can go and see it? But then, like I was saying, on the other hand, people almost do need that dictation because
there are a lot of people out there that are ruining it for a lot of people, and this is why obviously we've gone back to groups of 6 now, which I shouldn't say this is rather a good thing on my part because of where I'm not saying to anybody exactly where I live, but there is a shopping centre where I live. I live at the back of this shopping centre. You wouldn't even know it was there from where I live because it's very quiet, but there has been a lot of unsociable behaviour with people driving souped up boy racer cars with loud exhaust from 9 o'clock in the evening until 2 o'clock in the morning outside McDonald's having meetups. I don't know whether they think they're part of the Fast and Furious franchise. By the way, I got bored of it after the first film. If Vin Diesel is your role model, he's got the acting range of a carrot.
You'll have people on YouTube looking for you now.
Just
so you can rev the car outside your house.
I don't care. But I'm going to say one thing. Please, I'm all for people having fun, all for people, but these are roads. They're not racetracks.
No.
There are speed limits on these roads. There are old people's homes at the back of this shopping centre. People that are in them that are poorly. People with young children trying to get sleep at night, and this is what annoyed me. I can't walk my dog. My dog is petrified of all the loud cars revving, the loud exhaust, and I just think just show a bit of consideration. I'm all for people having fun, you know.
All for people having fun, but don't have fun around me. All right.
Yeah, please. But that's my rant over with. But hopefully, with this rule of 6, that might have sorted that out.
Yeah, they'll be in cars now, so they can.
They're going to hunt me down.
They're on their own.
Who's this guy?
So now there'll be 30 cars with single people in it now.
Yeah. I will find you. And I will hunt you down.
I will rev my
Then
car.
I will rev my car outside your house. I sound like Liam Neeson off Taken. I have a particular set of skills.
Not sure what they are.
No. I will rev my exhaust outside your lounge window.
Yeah, they'll all be there now, mate, on your doorstep. But yeah, like we were saying, it's been hard for some. I was at work today. We work on building sites, by the way. We're plumbers. We are very, very experienced plumbers, actually. You know, there's not many out there like us. But
No,
I'm just saying. But yeah, I was on a building site today, and you know, you meet a lot of people on sites, building sites. Don't you? They come, they go, they come back. You know, we're just everywhere. You meet a lot of people that you're really good friends with. Next minute, you never see them again for 5 years. But I saw a face, and we just like passed each other, and I said, "All right, you alright, pal?" And he was like, "Yeah, all right, pal, you?" Just like kind of, but I recognised him, but not enough to carry the conversation on, so it just passed. And then the day went on, and I saw him again on the job. And I said, "You alright, buddy?" And he went, "Yeah, I'm alright, mate, how are you?" Like, and it was like he was asking me because he knew me. And I said, "I know you don't know. And I went, when did I work with you last?" And he went, "Oh, it was on so-and-so's job, so-and-so builder's job, you know." And I was like, "Oh, bloody hell, you was in the office, weren't you?" And he said, "Yeah, he was a contracts manager." And
wow.
He was labouring on site, sweeping up. And
Wow.
I said, like, you know, I wasn't rude, I just said, you know, like, what happened, you know, last time I saw you was in a suit. He said, "I know, mate, I know they've laid a load of lads off because of all this COVID crap." A big building firm. And I said, "Bloody hell," like, I said, like, like I've got a lot of admiration for you. You're on site labouring. I'm not saying labouring's a bad job, but labouring's a job. You know, people have to do it, and it's a job. It can be a tough job.
The last recession that happened in 2008. Obviously, there was a lot of casualties from that. I've seen guys that have had, you know, reasonably sized building companies that have, you know, gone bought pop,
collapse,
and then 2 years down the line they're doing exactly the same. And I admire people
That's
for
what
that.
I said to him.
I said, mate, I really do.
Like you know, he's gone from probably a pretty decent job, company car, suit, to sweeping floors up. You know what I mean? Sweeping concrete floors up, which, like I just said, nothing against labouring, but when you've come from a job to a job, it's quite hard. You know, it's quite a big transition. I said I admire you for not having too much pride to not.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
to go labouring because you need to pay your bills. You've got to do, you know, you've got to do these things. And it turns out he was working from this company from school in the office. They kind of do like internal qualifications, don't they? You know, we know a lot of firms. We work with firms who do the same thing. So he's almost, I can't say chewed up and spat out, even though they're a very big company. But due to this COVID, somebody's got to get laid off. I guess he was one of the last in, I don't know. But he's got nothing, he's worth nothing to anyone because he's got no qualifications. They're all internal. He's just got experience in what he did.
Oh no! What's happened? Come on, let's carry on.
Richard Prowess is starting to show. Keep talking, Mark, keep talking.
Come on, get it back
I'm going to put it right. We can't have this, can we?
No.
It's podcast.
This is all part of the app, by the way, guys.
It's podcast number 1, by the way. We did say this, didn't we?
We did.
It's the star of the show.
We need to get them hooks, mate.
Hey, keep talking, Mark. We're listening.
Oh, I knew that would happen. That was a bad idea of mine. That's my fault.
We're still here.
We're still here. Come on, happy days.
I think we've got a little while to fill yet, so it might fall down again. But
let's just edit that one out, man.
Hey, it shows us. Look, we're just starting off. Yeah. I think our setup's pretty good, guys. I don't know what you think. You have to leave us a few comments. Tell us what you think of it. But
hey, I'll give somebody a few laughs anyway.
For a couple of plumbers from Lincoln with absolutely zero tech qualifications, tech knowledge, tech anything, I think we can open our phones up and send an email.
Go on, tell everybody the story about my house the other night.
Well, this is our journey of editing, and obviously we've tried this already. We've had a few fails, and we're starting. This is our start. But we obviously we go around Marks. We're trying to get video files sent over. Shit, that's another boo boo. We're trying to get videos sent over, and obviously they're large. So in my eyes, we're just going to send them over, aren't we? We're just going to text each other. I'll text you, you text me. Obviously, that's now how it works. So the next port of call in our tech brains is we'll email them. That's definitely going to work. Email is
didn't work.
Too big. So
no.
We then condensed the files and sent them via WhatsApp, which turned out to be a 45-minute turned into a 6-minute video. That didn't work. So I went around Mark's looking at the computer, and obviously it was his computer, so I didn't know much about it, a Mac. I said, just press that there, because he was near the mouse. I was looking at it, I said, you press that there. So Mark's hand came over and started touching the screen. Bear in mind, it's just a monitor. He started. Oh God, I nearly collapsed. I thought, I think we're going to have to scrap this, Mark. Start again.
You've got to remember, Matt.
Yeah.
Obviously, for anybody that don't know me and Matt, there's a big age gap. I'm 18 years older than Matt. I'm a sort of born in the 70s, 80s child.
38 and I'm 20. You know.
I should be very, very computer savvy, but I'm not. It never really interested me. The closest thing I got to computers was a 16K Spectrum, where you used to put a tape in and wait 20 hours for the game to load when each pixels appeared, and that was it. And I had about 4 keys that I'd pressed to play the game. I never invested in a joystick neither, and that was the closest I got to technology.
So what's my excuse? I'm 30 years old. I should be.
You should be a master. Yeah. You know,
I should be technology. Yeah.
Yeah. But, and I was brought up around that. You know, I saw War Games the film. But You know, that's the way life goes. But I was talking to you about this. What was I watching? Netflix, Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
For anybody who's seen The Karate Kid, this is a spin-off series, and I was just saying to Matt I could relate to that because the one of the characters in that is not very tech savvy. He was using a computer and he couldn't get the internet to work, and he's phoned up the guy who sold him the computer and said, I've got no internet on this computer. Well, you try getting Wi-Fi. No. What's Wi-Fi? Yeah. And this guy is around my age in this TV series, so I can relate to that, but I do know what Wi-Fi is, of course. Obviously I've been using it for years, but that's as far as I go.
Hey, listen, Mark, the space of a couple of months, look, we've got a laptop.
Well,
we've got a laptop running with the software on it.
Yeah.
We've got this mixer thing, DJ mixer with things and mics. We've got it all, mate. Look at us. Look at us go.
Video camera.
We've got a video camera playing. Come on, man. We've got to knock ourselves down.
We can't, no.
I've just bought. This is a very man guy, like we were just saying, who's never touched a computer. I've just bought a CNC machine and learned a CNC software, you know, in my spare time. So we're getting there, mate. We're getting there.
We are. It's all good. We'll be there.
We'll be leaving the kids behind soon, mate. Don't you
We
worry
will.
about that.
Yeah.
Although the scary one, I've got a 1-year-old girl, and it scares me to think the tech that she's going to be involved in.
I can see it, mate. In a year's time, we'll have a green screen. We'll have computer animation on there.
You know it.
This will be computer animated, mate, and it'll move. The red arrows will be flying across the screen.
Of course it will. Just look at the grades, mate. They all start somewhere, and most of them start in a box somewhere with nothing. Look at us. Look at us go.
Yeah,
We're
that's
going.
it.
You might not like the. You might not like what's on it, but this one's in it's good.
Yeah, that's it.
It's
Oh
good.
dear.
Good little beer, look. This is just to celebrate our first podcast. It's.
Are we allowed to have a time?
I don't know. It's
Iron Maiden beer, the Trooper.
Yeah.
What's the Trooper? What's their mascot called?
He's the charge of the Light Brigade.
No, that's it.
Oh, yeah,
He's Eddie. Into Eddie. He's Eddie. That's his name. I'm sure it's Eddie.
He's not as good as ours, is he?
No. The little I got him yesterday. Lincoln Cathedral. Great.
Ready to go.
I wasn't actually supposed to take him off the shelf. The woman looked. She if she watches this, which I hope she does, and she'll realise who I am. She looked in horror at me. I didn't realise there was no sign up saying please ask for one of these at the counter. It was up there with a price tag on. I took it off. The bracket fell off the shelf. I walked across and there she is, just looking in disgust. I'm like, can I buy this?
I'm buying it.
I'll just get you one for it. Oh, so what am I supposed to take it off the shelf? No.
You might have given it COVID, Mark. You might have given it bloody COVID.
Yeah.
That's probably why she was so disgusted in you.
But why didn't they have a sign up there saying, please do not remove, if you want to purchase one of these?
They probably just thought people coming in and have a bit of common sense, Mark.
Yeah, well, they probably did. They probably didn't think of that.
Let's not stand on the table and try and pull one off.
An over 48-year-old would come in there and just storm in, and I knew what I wanted. I didn't even look. I thought, right, that's what I'm after. I googled. They got one in the shop. Happy days. I'm off in, and that was it. And
no messing. Man shopping.
Man shopping. Proper man shopping. I know what I want when I'm going in, out, done. Done.
Not this dilly-dally and
no.
looking what we might have and what we might not have.
By the way, I'm actually going to mention, because a lot of these places, Lincoln Cathedral is a fantastic building. It's one of the oldest buildings in Lincoln. Exactly how old I don't know. I'll have to do my research. She's on there.
It's got to be a couple of thousand, surely.
Yeah. I think over 200 years ago, it was the tallest building in the world. We need people to come and visit these places, keep these places going. I don't know the story about. I'm a little bit behind on the Bomber Command Centre.
Yeah.
I know that's been hit by the obviously losing money. It's only just opened a couple of years ago.
Good weekend out.
Lincoln. There's plenty to see. You know, let's support local businesses not just in Lincoln, around Lincolnshire. You know, all your campsites, all your visitor centres, everywhere. Lincolnshire as a county has got a lot to offer, and I'd recommend to anybody. One good thing about this lockdown and not being able to travel far afield, I've discovered no end places in Lincolnshire, and you don't realise what's on your doorstep, and all you have to do is a bit of research, and it'll take you places where you've never been.
Yeah, definitely.
It's worth a look.
And people are watching. Hopefully, there's people watching wherever you are. You know, London. Even if you're not even in this country, you know the Red Arrows.
Yeah.
And obviously, they always go. If the Queen's doing a big thing, they'll be in London, won't they? Or
yeah, definitely.
Big part of the UK. Big part of our whole country, aren't they? Countrywide, and they're literally on our doorstep. If we were obviously we're Lincolners, so we work in Lincoln, live in Lincoln, always in Lincoln, and they're just like a daily part of our life, aren't they? The Red Arrows chucking smoke out the back, literally, that every day we see them. So, you know, if people see them once a year maybe in London, we get to see them every day. Don't we?
Do.
Just got to be in Lincoln. You're going to see them. So
very, very lucky to be a part of Lincolnshire and Lincolnshire, and obviously. It has a lot to do with the Second World War, with all the RAF bases. Obviously, the Lancaster bomber was based here. You know, we've got the Red Arrows.
We've got the university, which I know
Yeah.
there's definitely a lot of people will slag it off, especially the older generation. But I feel like this city, it wouldn't be a city if it wasn't for the university.
Oh no, it wouldn't. No,
it'd just be
not
like
at
a
all.
lot of the other Lincolnshire towns, which no disrespect, but a lot of them have just been left behind. They've not got the funding. They've not got, they've not got the tourist attraction, have they?
No.
Like Lincoln, and it's had a lot of money pumped into it because of the uni, which I think is because of the uni. I can't see any other reason why it would, because everything else would just crumble around it.
Yeah.
We've got students here, we've got people from every part of the country. A lot more Asians coming, a lot more Chinese coming, which usually brings a bit more money and a bit more.
It's great.
More interest
It's been great for the economy from every angle, really. It's great for construction workers because for student accommodation, new classrooms, which they're making more and more facilities for for medical science, filmmaking. It's nice
to just go in. I think, I'm sure you think the same. It's nice to go in. Say if you haven't been in Lincoln for, sometimes it can feel like a lifetime, can't it? You haven't been in, because you don't need to go in a lot, do you?
No,
if
you
don't.
To
Lincoln, it's nice to go into it and just see something new popping up instead of something being boarded up, something just looking a mess. You know what I mean? Just every time you go in there, so that's new. The bus station's moved. That's moved. It's just nice to see. It's nice to be part of a city like that. It's growing. But not too big.
And just walking, obviously I parked up near the Bale yesterday to buy our little friend here. And just walking up the Bale, I just, every time, I love it. I just think, this is great. I can't believe this is a piece of history. The steep hill, all the old shops.
There's still a lot of visible Roman times.
Oh yeah, there is.
A lot of visible Roman times, which I think is brilliant. It's been preserved.
Yeah.
Which, if you're interested in that, then.
Apparently, York's big on Roman history, and
someone else's country there, look.
There we are. You got it.
Oh, they're little British Isles up here somewhere, aren't we? I'm going to embarrass myself now. Oh, Mark. They're tiny. There we are. There we are. We're there, look. We're up here.
Hey.
Up in there, at the top of Europe, look. Yeah, go. Sorry. Showcasing someone else's country, look.
No.
We're a blip, but we're massive. That's
we're a blip. We are massive.
Yeah.
But no, being part of Lincoln's great, and
this is what we're here to showcase. Everybody here, obviously not just Lincoln, but this is our base. This is who we are.
It is
definitely, and
that was it. History. That's what I was going to say.
Go.
York has a lot of Roman history, but apparently Lincoln has more Roman history than York. And it might not seem it, but there's a lot of history buried under the ground here. And obviously it was a Roman colony, Linden Colonia. That's where it got its name.
I think just location-wise, it's a good location. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong. I'll sometimes like to say something without thinking it, but I'm sure in the World Wars, I'm pretty sure Hitler had like a bit of a thing for Lincoln, didn't he? I don't know why. It's got something to do with, I don't know what it was.
Well, it would do because of the airbase.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah.
We're a bit of a might, I think we always have been, haven't we? Like, even with the hill and the castle and everything, it's always been
where we are in the country, we're pretty central. You're not far from a motorway. You 30, 40 minutes. I mean, we're probably 30 minutes from the A1. You're probably 40 minutes from the M180.
45 to an hour from the coast.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know where we are as a location is great. I think, and
yeah. To be fair, talking about location, this is probably how I was set up with my wife, really, because it was. You know, they were military kids, like the dad was in the army, dad was in the army, and it was half the family in Scotland, half the family in London, and it was like, we're going to live in there somewhere, in the middle. We can't live near either of them, we live in the middle, put a pin in the map, and there was a map.
Yeah.
Little old Lincoln, which, as fate would have it, so was I. Yeah, there I was in Little Lincoln. Actually, as it is, bigging up Lincoln and being patrons of Lincoln. Neither of us are from Lincoln, but it's definitely adopted. I've been here since I was a baby, so I can comment. I can think I'm almost a yellow belly. I'm not far off it.
Well, I
Yorkshire lad in my blood, but
I was born in Lincolnshire and. A little seaside town that I'm not going to name.
No, you can't put it down. Everybody from this part of our country they know this place, part.
Yeah, they
it's
do.
Special. It's special to Lincolnshire folk.
It is.
You can't put it down.
Skegness.
It's a fantastic place. I don't care who you are.
Actually,
I don't care what class of person you are. You might not like the people in it, you might not like the certain location of it, but Skegness is the place.
No.
It's coastal, it's nostalgic, it's everything.
Skegness is a great place. Another place with a bit of history. It was an old Viking fishing village, God knows how many years ago. I'll have to do my research.
It's not changed a lot since, has it? A few more lights and donuts, please. Yeah, it's all good.
And you know, and that has its own little mascot, Jolly Fisherman.
Jolly Fisherman.
You know, and the other Scarborough used to live there. He had a house there. God knows why they knocked it down and built old people's accommodation. I'm surprised they got away with that. But you know, it's like anyway. It doesn't matter where you live. There's good and bad, and Skegness has got a bad place, and the economy's good there, and it's given people, it's prosperous for a lot of people.
It's your life, it's your journey. Where would you be if you weren't born in Skeg? What else would you be doing?
God knows.
You don't know, do you?
I don't know.
You got to where you are now, you're here now. Lincoln Table Podcast.
We are.
That wouldn't have happened without Skeg, would it?
So,
it's
no, we wouldn't, definitely.
It's all supposed to happen, Mark. It's all a journey.
You know, and it's in my blood, and you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you come from, it's what you do with yourself, and you know, what you make of life, and
I had this conversation the other day, actually with my wife, whether she was listening or not, so I'll say it again because she probably wasn't listening. But so I like pretty deep conversation, but it was I feel like in my life how many lives I could have lived, you know, how many there's been so many doors in my life that have just I've either gone through and turned around or never walked through, you know. Even this one now, this is I'll go back to it, but this is another example. This is one of these doors. Setting up this podcast for you, when you came to this podcast, shall we set up a podcast? It was like a lot of things hold you back. People taking the piss out of you, you know, just your own mind.
Or you're getting trolled, or
your own mind. It's all in your own mind eating away at you. But it'd be one of them doors that I would be maybe your age, Mark, 10 years down the line, maybe 50, maybe 60, going, oh, I wish I did that, you know. I wish I did that. I wish I just went through there. So it was like the same as you. I think you've got to your age now, and it's like I've closed enough of them doors. Like, this is what I want to do. I want to do this no matter what happens. You know, I want to change my job. I want to do this. I want to do something I actually enjoy, something for myself. And I was saying this to my wife. All these things that I've did in my life and all the people that I've stopped hanging about with, moved with, changed with, I could have been in such a different place. It would have only taken one like little twist, one little change.
Oh, it does.
And you're in a different life. Yeah.
Turning one corner.
Correct. Saying yes to that one person.
Yeah.
You were on a different path. I would have never have met anyone that I met in this life.
It's
crazy.
I'm a big believer. I've tried a lot of things in my lifetime, done a lot of stuff, never really stuck at anything. For various reasons, probably changing lifestyle, moved away. It didn't suit me, and I think we never stopped searching for. We're always looking for the next thing that, and you have to go on this journey until you find it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. You don't necessarily fail somewhere. I'd rather try something, and if it doesn't work out, so what?
You've tried it.
Well, you lost a bit of time,
exactly.
bit of money. Move on to the next thing.
I feel
have a go.
I feel like losing the opportunity is worse for your life, because we're not here for long, mate.
No.
It's worse for your life to live with that than it is to live with the fact that you tried and failed it.
Yeah.
And failed it, and what? You tried it. You know?
That's it, definitely.
And you can't live your life by the guilt of the failure. I'd rather live my life like that than living my life with the guilt of never trying it, never trying anything. You know what I mean?
I'm exactly the same, mate. And things don't work out. I mean, I've gone into a lot of things where, I've jumped in feet first and not really thought about it, and I never gave this a lot of thought. This isn't for me.
Yeah, but that's the whole. How would you know if you wouldn't know if it was for you, would you?
Yeah.
You might try it further down the line when it's more detrimental to your life. It might change your life more in ways that you didn't want it to change it. So it's good. I think it's good. Like I feel like I've grown pretty quick and I've learned a lot of lessons. I'm the sort of person.
Oh, it does. It gives you experience. It's just like you actually see things for what they really are, and you just have to learn from your experiences. Not necessarily mistakes. You can call it a mistake if you think you've made a mistake, but it's part of the learning process.
Yeah.
You never stop learning.
And I'm telling you now, there's a lot of people that are going to be around you, which I've experienced in my life. I feel like you do get to a certain age, which could be any age for someone. It could be later on, it could be earlier on, where you realise there's a lot of people around you that they've not got your best interests at heart. And I feel like this is why a lot of the time, a lot of people go through these mental health things, because I feel like they're relying on the wrong people and missing what's around them. Missing like the real advice, the people that really actually bothered about you.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't put you down, they'd put you forward for it. They might get in the way if they think it's gonna.
Them people that put you down and aren't really there. Do you really want to surround yourself with them people?
No. It's probably good to see that early on.
And you don't realise that, and you'll never change somebody's opinion about you, even though you try and change it. I don't like it. I've had things said to me recently, and you just think, oh God. I want to change that person, but then you think, why? What's the point if it's...
You know what? In a weird way,
yeah.
I'm at a stage of my life now where I welcome it. I welcome somebody. I welcome somebody, whoever's around me. I welcome them to put me down and show me who they actually are. Because I'm at the stage now where I've got everything I need in my life. I've got my family. I've got my close friends. I've got people I can rely on. So if you're making my life go into a path that I don't want it to be in, or just not helping my life at all, you're doing nothing for me, it's not needed, I'm not, it's pretty brutal, but it's like, why would you waste your life on that? Like,
you wouldn't, no.
I'm 30, 10 years time, which the last 10 years has gone like that, so if the next 10 years goes like that, I'll be 40, and then I've got, there's not a lot of time, is there? There's not a lot of time, and I'm not wasting it. That's all I'm saying.
What you've got to remember is, like what you say, you've hit the nail on the head. It doesn't matter in 10 years' time.
Exactly.
20.
No.
And if people have opinions about you, really that's their business, not none of ours. You know, let them get on with it. And
opinions are good. I'm not the sort of guy to get offended by opinions at all.
Definitely.
Which is why I like talking. Which is why I like podcasts, because I feel like they're not. Opinions are good. Opinions are good. This is where things have got misconstrued. People find opinions offensive. Opinions aren't offensive. Opinions are opinions.
Yeah.
No, you're offended by an opinion, but the opinion is not offensive.
No.
You know.
That's the problem with this world. We're not allowed to have an opinion. Oh, you can't have an opinion on that. Well, we can. We should be able to.
That's the definition of the word opinion, is to have an opinion.
Yeah.
Your opinion. It might be offensive to people, but people might be offended by it, but it's not offensive.
You find this a lot on talk shows recently. You know, people will I find it a lot of it's all one-sided. You know, with the host or the presenter, and you just like, let this person speak.
Yeah, it might be his time. Let him have an opinion, and then everybody else.
I can see him what he's trying to say.
Exactly.
It's not offensive. It's not.
So that one, like, if we were talking now,
Yeah.
and my opinion was stronger than what you believed in, you can't shut me down. You can just let me say my opinion, and then deal with it after.
Yeah.
You know, you might not believe it. Simple.
No.
You know, there might be 50% out of people that believe it. It's exactly the same as this voting situation and politics. That's the whole reason why you do vote. It's because people have their own opinions on the way this country should be. So you vote your opinion.
I was always taught by my dad in life there is two sides to a story, and you know, and then you can make your own opinion from. You can listen to it. You can do your research, and then. You know, you can form an opinion, and
that's, like you say, that's where things have kind of like, not everywhere, but there's a lot of people that just take opinions the wrong way or to heart, and they get silenced. Like it happens a lot on social media, doesn't it? Where people, they get silenced for their opinion when they shouldn't be. They should be opposed to it. Maybe opposed to their opinion. Now this is why I like chatting. This is why I like talking. This is like I said before. This is why I like podcasts, because it doesn't stop at that one opinion. That one opinion can then have opinions about it. So you can just carry on about it until you come to a final place where everybody's like, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You know, some people are over opinionated, maybe, but but
we know a few of them.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. But even then, they don't affect my life. You know, they don't affect me. They just carry on. They can be over opinionated, but I don't have to listen to it. I just walk away. Done.
That's it. Yeah. You know, and that's how life should be. And there's too much of this shooting people down. You can't say that. You can't. You can't do this.
You can.
You can. You should be able to.
Yeah. As long as you're not being like derogative and actually.
As long as it's not hateful.
Abusive, racist. You know,
as long as it's not hateful.
There's no place for that in the modern world. There's no place for somebody outright attacking somebody for nothing. You know, somebody's done something to your person or your life, then you're free. You go for it. I'm not going to jump in the way, but if I saw somebody being hateful to somebody for absolutely no apparent reason other than colour, creed, race, whatever, you know, I wouldn't be happy about it.
No, I wouldn't either.
I'm Superman and I jump in and choke on someone, but I wouldn't be happy about it. I'm sure I'd like to think that I'm human enough to have a step in a little bit, you know. I don't know. It's a bit of a crazy.
Thing is, you're not even allowed to do that these days. Oh yeah, you know, yeah. But
just wait.
You can't do that.
It's against the rules. There's 7 of you. This is another thing. I knew I was going to rant about this. I said not about COVID, but okay, rules are rules, restrictions are restrictions.
How the fuck they're going to police this?
You know, the worst thing for me hearing is the government, or maybe it's not the government, maybe it's the news channels, I don't know, maybe it's the media, saying your neighbours should be telling on people. You know, as if we haven't already lost enough of our humanity by having to social distance, you know, not socially, unsocially distance, wear masks, not see each other's facial expressions. Now you've got to grasp on your neighbours. Why don't you just go round to your neighbours and say, look mate, I'm a little bit concerned for you all. Don't ring up.
No, that's pathetic. It's like being at school, isn't it? It's like saying, Miss, he's just done that.
If there's a gang of people in the next door neighbour's garden spitting over your fence and chucking beers, ring the police. Yeah. Ring the police. You know what I mean? If the music's loud at 1 o'clock and you've got a baby, ring the police. You know what I mean? If there's 8, 9, 10 of the same family having a barbecue and having a laugh and having a couple of beers, don't ring the police, mate. Go around.
Just have a quick word.
I've always say, look, I'm a little bit concerned for you all. They'll say, look, we're all adults. You know, we're not going to come anywhere near you.
No.
That's fine. Leave them alone. Piss off.
Yeah.
In other words, piss off.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, if somebody came to me and said, I'm a bit concerned about them, if I would have been now, I'm going to ring the hotline, I'll say, I'll take your phone and I'll chuck it over next door's fence. Yeah, go away. Yeah, I just don't like it. I think it's very inhumane. I don't think it's human at all. Like, surely, in a time like this, where things are so in the air and people are stressed, lost a lot of stuff, maybe not got a decent job, maybe like not seeing their family, just like be a bit more together. You know what I mean? Be as together as you can by being 2 metres apart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. That's my opinion on the situation.
There was when lockdown was going on, there was all sorts of horror stories. You know, people getting abused. You know, people getting abused for just going to work.
I'm sure there was a hotline that you got paid for. I'm sure there was offering money for like snitching and somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
That was just bull crap. But I don't know.
Well, that's the same thing, mate. People who live in glass houses, you know, it's again, and there was a lot of that going on. I mean, it was like when you were walking down the street, it was like.
Yeah, you always get the Karen, don't you?
Yeah.
You've not got a mask on.
No.
I'm sorry, I forgot it, but I need my shopping. But everyone's going to die. But they're not, are they? I'm sorry, I won't breathe on you. Go away.
But I've heard that in a shop where people say, oh, he's not got a mask on. Yeah, but they could have a health condition. They could have asthma.
Even if they're not, even if they're arrogant, stupid, arrogant teenagers, you've got yours on. Just get on with it. Yeah. Get on with your life. You know, if they've let them in the shop, get on with it. Yeah. Done. You know what I mean? They're not affecting me at all.
No.
I'm going to get home. My wife's going to anti-back my food anyway. It's all good. I'm safe. I'm all right. You know. Oh dear. We could rant all day about it. Couldn't we?
We could, mate. We
could
could
rant all day.
Well,
we've got a lot more podcasts to go.
Hopefully. No, we have.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good. Let's keep it going. Are we going to call it on this one?
Yeah, I think. We'd love everybody. You know, people only listen if they know, but like, share. You know.
Share's going to listen. Share's going to listen.
Oh, she is.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, come on, Cher, get on. Yeah, you know, Cher is out there listening only podcast as well. So if you can't see us, then just vision.
You might not want to see it.
Just vision like Brad Pitt in his prime, but there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
And we've just filmed Snatch.
Yeah.
Pretty buff.
Yeah. Pretty buff.
You know,
yeah.
Both got vests on.
Six-pack.
Both got vests on, but
Bruce
we
Willis
put on our best Lincoln accent instead of our Irish accent.
Yeah.
So just imagine that. This is what we are.
No, Bruce Willis wasn't in Snatch, was he? What was it? No, he's in Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go John Travolta. No. He's a bit weird now, isn't he?
Yeah, but if you do go on YouTube and see us, then we're sorry. That's what we can say. But yeah, subscribe, like, you know, keep it going, leave comments, anything you'd like to hear. Hopefully we can push it far enough to get some interesting guests on, and we're just going to keep going at it. We are looking into getting a few guests on. We're actually looking at getting local business people on with small up and coming businesses. Yeah, anybody who wants to come on, you're more than welcome. You know, tell us what you're all about, voice an opinion, happy days. We're just here to chat. Yeah, you know, and we'll progress. We'll be hopefully in like a few like live things somewhere. Won't be like a few events that are on around Lincoln. If they don't get cancelled. We're hoping there's a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel after 2020, the year of COVID. Yeah, yes. I'm hoping there's a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel after we spend Christmas with 6 of our family, or 4 from another house, or loads of kids, or we could just all have it at the pub and have us all there, because you don't catch COVID in the pub, do you? So we're all right. No. Are we still allowed in the pub there? Yeah, it's COVID free, isn't it? Is it? Same with the school. Same with the bars. Same with the restaurants. Yeah. So it looks like Brewers Fair will have a lot of Christmas dinners this year, I think, because all the family will be there.
Right.
or wherever it is you go, 2 for 10. But we're here and Lincoln Table Podcast.
Lincoln Table
First
Podcast.
one. Here we are.
Here we are.
This
is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
Thanks again.
And next year we'll have a green screen and we'll have animated flying red arrows. Definitely. That's on the cards.
Being the technocrats that we are.
Yeah. And our little imp will just move about and talk and do a little dance. That's what we're after. But
and we might talk some sense. As
yeah,
well.
the future is bright. By the way,
It's really bright. And anyway, thanks a lot, guys, and see you again. See you next week.
See you again.
Yeah.
Lincoln Table Podcast.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye bye.